Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Manju Gupta, Director Strategic Management, Mangalmay Group of Institution. For last 22 years, I'm working in the field of academics, training students, and doing academic administrations. So throughout my entire academic career, I have trained almost more than 10,000 students, I must say, in last 22 years, where I've developed them for skill education and trained them professionally. So today on this, occasion, we are talking about global issues where I've chosen to speak about global education. So what exactly the global education is and how global education is helping the students. So global education helps students to develop their capacity to be informed, open-minded, and responsible people who are responsible to diverse perspective. Global education prepare us to prepare the world most pressing issues collaboratively, equitably, and sustainably. But the question is, what are the benefits of global learning? Why we should go for global learning? Because previously, before COVID, we were more into traditional education, but now this COVID has realized the importance of global education as well, and we have focused to spread our wings into global, arena and global fields. So now, what are the benefits of global, learning? So when we are going towards the global learning, it gives again a better appreciation of other cultures as well as of your own. You become more independent, mature, confident, and adaptable in unfamiliar situations. You develop new relationship, learning about your family heritage as well. So this is the benefits of global education. It not only help people become better citizen, get a better paid job, and shows the difference between good and bad because education shows us the importance of hard work and at the same time it helps us to grow and develop. So we are able to shape a better society to live in by showing and respecting rights, laws, and regulations. But what this global education has impacted us, or I can say, what is the impact of global education? So it encourages the student to work in a team. During the COVID and after COVID, even we have realized that how cohesively people are working across the globe and they are working, in teams to work on the global agendas. As Global Peace Commission is one of the best example, I must say, because here we are every day or every other day we are discussing about various issues and trying to, be imparted to the society. So to be able to work closely in teams is the need of the work culture, I must say. So working in team requires student to develop skills in group of dynamics, compromises, debate, persuasion, organization capabilities, and leadership and management skills. So globalization breaks the boundaries of space and time. Here at this time, it is almost 9 p.m. So we are talking, since this is not an official hours, but then since we are working in the global world, we are living in the global world now. We want to give our knowledge to the entire education fraternity and to the community at large. So that is why now there is no boundaries of space and time. But this is very important to understand that what are the top benefits of education. Then we will come more about the global education. So education generally, connecting across the borders. Education generate a sense of accomplishment. Education definitely help in reducing the poverty. Of course, it increase the productivity, better communication, creative thinking skills, identification of skills, which is very important. When you understand, when you identify these skills, you are able to, think critically. And of course, education brings a great sense of discipline. But when we are living in the global world, when we are working towards the global community, so then a sense of accomplishment is highly desired. You have to be more productive. You have to have a better communication because you are interacting globally. So such kind of benefits an education gives, and of course, global education has its own benefits. But now the major question lies in the mind of student nowadays that why global education is important in 21st century. what kind of opportunity it provides, what is the benefit of active participation in making a world a better place. So, according to UNESCO, technology has progressed very fast. Technology is growing, very drastically, very fast, and the world is facing shared problems such as COVID pandemic, climate change. So, higher education institutions have a big role in ensuring students will develop a global mindset through global education, providing students with accessible education. So we all are working hard. So forums like Global Peace Commissions, and there are more other forums also, those who are working really hard to provide students with accessible, education and making it more sensible towards the global education and global mindset. So there is a quote according to Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world. Indeed, education has the power to improve a person's chance to live a better life, as well as contribute to building a better world. 2015, United Nations launched 17 Sustainable Development Goals, we call it as SDG, that can help protect the planet and improve people's lives. So the number 4 on the list of SDG was quality of education, or I can say quality education. So according to United Nations, education is the key to escape the poverty. Global education, both as an approach to teaching and as a network or system of educational institution, can equip students with skill to thrive and gain success in their chosen career in an ever-changing world. I personally believe as an educationist, skills are very, very important. Degrees sometimes becomes a piece of paper if you do not have the skills. So skills are important to place you in the industry. So a student has to acquire best of the best skill. And now we are living in the global world. We are living in the IT world or in the world of technology, where education is freely available. It's all our mindset that how we have to accept it and use it, leverage it. But what global education do and why it is important for the student whenever and wherever they are in the world. So the most famous lines from the 17th century post, no man is an island, still rings true today. According to an international non-profit organization, the global education approach enables students to develop an appreciation for the world, open student eyes to the reality that they are part of a bigger system and they can be an active actor in it. It exposes students to different culture and disciplines. Further, a global education makes learning active, fun, and even more engaging. For example, an economist class in the United States can be made interesting through a global approach because where we are discussing about the global economic principle, global economic issues. So teachers can give students an assignment to find out where their favorite coffee beans comes from. Student must be surprised to find out that the beans they brew at home came from Brazil. So this discovery may spark an interest with the mind of the students to study about the Brazil, its culture, politics, or tourist destination. Students may be interested to learn about their top coffee producing countries such as Colombia and Ethiopia. On the other hand, through a global education approach, a student in Brazil may be interested to study the reason why America is one of their top coffee importers. So this is called as cross-border learning. So aside from being an approach, global education also refers to the network or system of educational institutions across the world. I'm sure these days students must have witnessed various educational institutions are doing a lot of academic activities in collaboration. So the purpose of doing academic activities in collaboration is to give them more insight about the global education, about what the other institution is doing, how they are doing, what kind of approach they are following to train to the students, and how they have to prepare themselves for the industry and the world. So this system has developed cross-border and then transnational partnership to facilitate learning. Through internet connectivity, Students can now study abroad while at the comfort of their home, of course, through a flexible and pathways options. Global education as a teaching approach broaden student perspective and help them to see the bigger pictures. United Nation Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, we call it as UNESCO, has said that learner can become active supporters of social issues if they were taught about at any age. So there is no age of learning. UNESCO identified inequality, poverty, and human rights violation, an issue that threaten the world peace and stability. UNESCO campaign for global citizen education to help close the gap. Global education gives students the opportunity to have an active participation in making the world a better place. So, according to UNESCO, technology progressed in making the world interconnected, but inequality, poverty, and human rights violation remains the same because technology is progressing, but still these issues, mainly inequality, poverty, and human rights violation, are still exist in the society. Students taught through a global education approach or through a global education system who consider themselves as a global citizen and they think from that mindset to help address global social issues and will choose career to find solution for global issues. That is why I mean, in education institution, we are more focusing, towards finding the solutions of the global issues and social issues. So, according to 21st century schools, an educational, system about the learning environment is divided into mainly three areas: physical, emotional, and academic environment. The most important difference between the physical learning environment for the 21st century and the 20th century education is online learning. Of course, this 21st century has given the benefit of online learning, and the importance of online learning has been highlighted during the wake of the COVID 19. The delivery of classes has shifted to online. Even the emotional learning environment, lack the global education approach. So the 20th century education environment was much more focused on giving a standard, cookie cutter approach. Cutter approach is basically a traditional approach. But this 21st century learning environment gives real world problems that makes it more relatable to the students. And the academic environment in the 21st century is focused on providing students with a mindset that can further stimulate their learning appetites rather than passive learning, where students are taught just by providing facts and figures. So the world will face more challenges in the future by having a global mindset. One can find solution for it. So having that mindset is very important. Having access to global education in the 21st century would be where every student goal. So education is not only a tool to improve oneself, but it's also the world. So education has the power to change the world. Education has the power to change the mindset of the people. So I, on this note, request all the students of this fraternity that they must have to have the global education mindset so that they should not improve themselves only, rather to the society at large, and they work for the global, forums and global peace educations as well as for the global education. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, brother, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Exactly. I just want to like feel like so. Sure, sure, sure. Don't worry.